Have you ever stopped and wondered, is there a better way for us to live together? Why are our societies set up the way they are? Well, today, we're diving into political theory, a field that's all about tackling those huge questions, like how we govern ourselves and what kind of world we actually want to create.
And really, it all boils down to a question just like this one. How in the world do we build a just society? I mean, what does just even really mean? This is the core puzzle that political theorists have been wrestling with for, well, centuries. And believe me, this is no dusty academic exercise. The answers we come up with shape everything: our laws, our governments, and yeah, our everyday lives.
So, let's get into it. What is political theory, really? It's basically a field for questioning our political world.
Okay, let's break that down. Political theory digs into the norms and practices of how we do politics. The unwritten rules and the obvious stuff that define our systems. But the scope here is massive. We're not just talking about one country or one time period. It's about understanding political action across all of history and all around the globe.
Now, inside this field, there's this huge, age-old split. It's like there are two totally different lenses you can use to look at the political world. Two fundamental ways of seeing things.
And here's the divide, right here. On one side, you've got the descriptive approach. Think of this like a reporter's job. You're just observing, analyzing, and explaining political reality exactly as you see it. So a descriptive theorist might study why people vote a certain way, using data, but without judging if it's good or bad. Then you have the other side, the normative or philosophical approach. This is more like being an architect. You're not just describing the building, you're trying to design a better one, based on principles of what's right, what's just, or what's good.
For the rest of this, we're going to focus on that second one, the normative, how things should be side. And the key thing you got to remember is that this approach is never neutral. It just can't be. It's literally loaded with values and moral principles. It's all about making judgments and imagining a better future.
And this whole quest for the ideal, well, it's nothing new. It's a philosophical journey that goes way, way back, right to the very beginnings of Western thought.
Just think about ancient Greece. Guys like Socrates and Plato weren't just describing the government they had. No, they were having these intense debates about big, abstract ideas like justice and trying to figure out what an ideal state would even look like. And why? What was the ultimate goal? It was to figure out how to structure society so that people could live a good and happy life.
But, of course, this search for the ideal didn't just stop with the Greeks. This quest for what should be is like a continuous thread that runs through centuries of political thinking, all the way into our modern era. And this timeline just shows you that incredible legacy, right? It kicks off in ancient Greece with Socrates and Plato arguing about justice. Fast forward a few centuries and you've got modern European philosophers like Hegel and Kant carrying the torch. Then it keeps going with thinkers like T.H. Green, who dug into that crucial link between our rights and our duties. And it even extends to someone like Gandhi, whose whole vision of Ram Raja was a deeply philosophical idea about what a truly good state could be.
Let's actually zoom in on one of those modern ideas to make this a bit more real. A huge debate that popped up was about the connection between our rights and our duties. Like, can you even have one without the other? Are they totally separate, or are they really two sides of the same coin?
Now check this out, because what's so interesting is how two different thinkers can get to a similar point from totally different angles. You have the British philosopher T.H. Green, who argued that having a right automatically comes with a duty to use it responsibly. But then Gandhi kind of flips that on its head. He suggested that our most basic right is actually the freedom to perform our duties. It's a subtle difference in focus, but a really powerful one.
Okay, so at this point you might be thinking, this is some interesting philosophy, but what does it actually have to do with me? Well, this is the part where all these abstract ideas come crashing right into our reality.
See, because this whole normative approach is about what should be, it can't just give us simple factual answers. It doesn't work that way. Instead, what it creates are concepts that are value-loaded. They're packed with our moral beliefs and assumptions. And because of that, these ideas are always contested. There's just no single definition that everyone on Earth is ever going to agree on.
I mean, just look at this list. These aren't some obscure words from a textbook. This is the actual vocabulary of our political lives. Justice, equality, liberty. Every single one of these is a direct result of that centuries-long quest for what should be. These are the very ideas our societies are built on, and they're the things we argue about at the dinner table, in the news, online, every single day.
And that leads to a really crucial point. Maybe the goal of all this philosophical theory isn't to find one final, perfect answer for what justice is. Maybe the whole purpose is to give us the language and the framework to even have the debate in the first place. It forces us to keep questioning, keep defining, and keep redefining the values we want to live by.
So I'll leave you with this final, pretty challenging question. I think most of us would say we believe in things like justice and equality, right? So if we all seem to value these same basic concepts, why is it still so unbelievably hard for us to agree on what they should actually look like in the real world? It's definitely something to think about.